Good evening, folks. Good evening. Yeah, this is my second live stream today. I hope your day went well. Yes, I'm just in my room, and I did go out today. And yes, it was cold. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I stayed out. The whole trip was about 3 hours actually. I went to the mall, went to the pier. It was very nice. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like a week since I've gone out. And when I got back, I was watching videos. And I learned something today. And part of yesterday, I kind of like processing some of the information. And I think it was a good lesson I learned. And it could be applied to both genders. But this is about men and manhood. And we've been deceived, the public. I grew up thinking, the media, they want to teach you what they think a real man is. Now, some, what they call alpha males, can be refreshing to watch. And then they're called the beta males, that is perceived as being wimpy and could be irritating. But I learned something by example that many times what we think is a man or manhood isn't, and it's a a veneer and a falsehood, and they're relying on you to believe the facade. And actually, when you try to dive in there and analyze and try to perceive what it really is, it goes on the defense. So, what am I talking about? Well, I was just watching a show. This YouTuber, I'm relatively new on his channel, watching his channel, but it's all about spirituality. He talks a lot about angels. And he and his wife have been very challenged. They just moved into their home. And this guy would be perceived as a beta male, probably. Now, he has a wife, and the wife is bedridden. She is pregnant. They were carrying, the wife was carrying identical twins, and unfortunately, one passed away in the uterus. The wife is in her second trimester, and hopefully she pulls through, that everything goes well with the remainder of the pregnancy. And they also have little animals, too, that they have to take care of. And again, he was responsible for the move, taking care of the pets, working on the YouTube videos. So he has a lot on his plate. And some people may not appreciate someone like him. And I remember walking in the street with I guess you call him a beta male. He was of an alternative lifestyle, as people in New York City like to say. And a beta type male did something upon him, but covered it up. I saw what he did. And I had very low opinion of him after that. He was a total stranger to both of us. And so, that other man judged him because of it could have been many different things, but I think in part um, his lifestyle, but according to his way of dressing, maybe mannerism too. So I get angry when I see things like that. You don't know the person. And seeing could be deceiving people. What you see could be deceiving to you because, see, we get caught in these um, typecasts that you think everything has to look and act a certain way to be a certain thing. But things could be deceiving. Not that it's trying to deceive, it's just didn't come to your expectations. It's amazing. Wow, that just came to my memory. Yeah. When I say that, I'm thinking about an individual who looked kind of like what you call the beta male. Kind of skinny, nerdy. He was not from that particular um, demographics. And so they just assumed because of what he was that they can just do whatever to him. But luckily, he had an intelligent mother when he was a child, when the boy was a child, had given him, sent him to a place to learn martial arts. And he did become a black belt. And he was able to defend himself to a pistol wearing thug just because he was walking in a nightclub with two beautiful women. And he didn't feel that he was, I guess, entitled. I'm just speculating. He probably didn't think he deserved to be in the company of two, probably they were very, very pretty women. And when he tried to subdue him, he took out a pistol to shoot him. Wow. He was okay. He was okay, wasn't hurt. But could have killed him right there. The things that we see. Well, this video that I was watching a moment ago, and I'll probably listen to the rest of it if it's, I think just have a few more minutes left on it. This individual, again, I'm not going to say names, but he's into spirituality. And his persona is a happy-go-lucky, I guess you call nerdy male, very slim, well-groomed, but you would call, I guess, a beta male. But he has a lot of responsibility. He has a pregnant wife, and they lost one of the two twins recently. Oh, he was also in a very severe car accident. He had surgery. He was responsible for a move to provide more room for his pregnant wife because they were concerned that where they were living may not be safe for when the baby is born. So he had that on his back. And they have little animals, little pets that need a lot of attention. And he did share in the past that he had lost. He had to move from, I guess, his dream place. But he is a real man. despite how he dresses and the colors that he wears, he is the sole supporter of his wife, pregnant wife, little animals, the mobile home, the new house, and his health. He had to take care of himself too because he was recuperating from the uh, accident. Doesn't make him a gentleman or a real man at heart. He may not even have the manhood or the stamina to support a pregnant wife, uh, take care of a home. He was in a car accident, but he still had to do the work. I mean, he was able to walk around, but he had a broken arm. He had some cracked ribs, so he had to be in a lot of pain. But that other individual was able to withstand a lot. Then you see these macho guys, they walk around. Some of them have their shirt open to show their muscles in the chest. um, they may be, built all over because they're in the gym all day. And they want you to believe that because of the muscles they have, that there might be a certain way. A protector. Someone who takes care of his wife and baby. Monogamous. Taking care of animals. All these things. We take for granted that those big muscles are there to protect you. People like that, they can actually run away from a situation. They may not have a killer instinct, but they may want you to believe that they do have a killer instinct. And then I'm reminded about something I was watching yesterday. Yeah, it's all tied in. There's a genre out there in YouTube of people who pretend to be veterans or active duty military. And they had this big dude in Louisiana, giant arm muscles. And he has a cigar, and a whole bunch of people were surrounding him with their camera, their smartphones, videotaping him. And one or two other men were trying to get information from him because he must have been saying earlier that he was a member of something, that he was a Navy SEAL. He was showing off. And he seemed to just be talking that if he was of that caliber, you would know something about what you profess to perform. And his smokescreen was, he started to get angry and raising his voice. And he said, well, just do your research. Do your research and then come back to me, Then someone's wife said, well, we did check. And we did come back. But see, the smokescreen was for others to do the research. Because he really, he really couldn't defend himself. It was just talk. But because of the muscles and things like that, see, I'm seeing now that there's a lot of falsehood out there. People are dressing, they're working on the exterior when the interior is not developed. And people forget their lives, especially when they drink, you know. Yeah, he was in front of a bar. And sometimes when you drink, you forget things that you might have said prior, and you're uninhibited to say certain things, and you're just, making things up, and you want to impress. But I looked at the size of that man's arm. It was mammothly big. But that's all that he has. And he probably doesn't have anything else. And you may have women, when we're young, when we're very young, let's say in high school, and the things that we like are generally, we're taught to focus on one's physical appearance, and base quality on how socially attractive they are, you know. But it doesn't equate their character. And you can have people who are very attractive, but if something happened to you, they're not there to protect your honor, protect you from any harm. And when you have people who rely on the outside to work for them, but they didn't develop inside. Men like that guy who pretended to be a Navy SEAL, and he was not. You have a growing number of falsehood, and it's reminding me of the reign of devils and demons who are roaming the earth and deceiving others because of what they present to people. And they rely on your ignorance to not ask questions. And when you start to ask questions, and initially the questions could have been um, innocent. They weren't trying to make something out of something else, but it was just an inquiry. And then you realize, hey, why this person getting defensive? And then it clicks in you. So I'm just shifting here. That this person's deceiving you or lying to you. You have a lot of liars out there. And liars lie because they want to keep a narrative. It's a protection. It's actually fear-based. It gives them leeway or a wall. And they stay behind that wall as a buffer from what they're really hiding. Because on their own merit, they're not going to have a damn thing. And so the bigger the lie, the bigger their story. And so when I saw the size of that man's arm, this guy, I perceive, has a lot of lies to cover up. But he wants you to believe that he's real, that his muscles are real. Yeah, they could be real, they could be organic, or he used a drug enhanced. But I mean, just even farther behind just the physics. What type of man is he inside? What would cause a man to lie and say that they served in the military? They might have been officers in the military or Navy SEALs, or, other secretive things. This is what's very common today, that we're not there to check. And anybody could say anything about what they are. Isn't it really a nice feeling where you are different, but you don't use that against yourself, and you flourish. People see you and they respect you. Say, hey, that's that lady. I like her work. So I wish that those people watching this live stream, I hope you're enjoying it, that do you know anyone, this is rhetorical, a rhetorical question. Do you know anyone who's lying to others about the type of work they do? And you start to wonder what caused that person to do that. Something. And I'm sad about it. And sometimes it really gets out of hand in the street because you know what could happen. I mean, you may have people who were former, who are veterans. And sometime shortly after the finishing their term, they meet someone and they may not be dressed entirely how they should be. And it turned out that other person was a veteran. No, it'd be active duty. Because a particular thing he had wasn't exactly whatever, but maybe he just got careless and, he was just busy doing something quick. And they seriously injured him. We're not to put a hand on people's bodies. Don't you dare put your hands on someone's body because you want to know truth. It's wrong. So I'm hoping that those people who hear this video will be able to, quietly reveal who they're, to stop the falsehood, to be upfront about themselves. When the more you try to become someone else, the more you are taken away from your own life. And I'm saying and trying to encourage to embrace yourself, regardless of your race, your religion, your creed. Enjoy that person in the mirror. Enjoy them. Respect your body's aches and pains. Respect yourself. And stop attacking people out there that are just doing what they're doing because they're bored. So I can't think of anything else. But I just felt that I needed to share that. Yeah, there's a lot of falsehood. A lot of falsehood. Yeah, it's a time to wake up, people. It takes so much more time to be a fake. And I'm saying today, liberate yourself into freedom. So again, I'm sorry, I'm a little tired here. I thank you for listening, and I hope you, viewer, enjoy this talk. Love the person that you see in the mirror. Love yourself. And a lot of things that you see out there is not really true sometimes. And you are more of a man than they are. At least that little wimpy guy, skinny, is able to take care of a wife, a pregnant one at that. So he survived a car accident. and recovering and other medals. While people like the man that I saw yesterday in a video, pretending to be a Navy SEAL. Yep. And despite how big his arms were, he was not in the military. He was not a Navy SEAL. Stop hating yourself, people. Stop being a self-hater. Love yourself. Enjoy yourself. Be good to yourself. Hug yourself. Thank you again. Take care and enjoy your evening. Okay? Yeah, and choose wise, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure they are who they really are. Do your homework. Bye bye.